Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for another episode of the irae. So, yeah, Mercurius been Mercurius and overcomplicated stuff as usual. So, yeah, thanks for letting me know in the comments about the first, second, third time Mercurius was talking about. That clarifies some stuff. This is just amount of times that he talked without his like usual BS. And you explained to me actually that the first one was with Mari, second with Heldrich, and where it is. Okay, I will just post this comment on the screen so everyone can like get to see. Thank you, Shadow Sword, for letting me know. And yeah, also I've been wrong about the Agnerbere of Beatrice as well, because her Agnerbere had a soul, right? I'm sorry I'm not ready for the intro. I usually never like script my intros or anything, so yeah, it's kinda random. But yeah, basically you cannot pretty much like channel soul from Agnerbere into yourself and stuff, because it's like killing you basically. I mean, not like Agnerbere with not your soul with Agnerbere, but Agnerbere with your soul, because it's technically killing you. And yeah, it's we can see this with like Kain, for example. Now when I think about this, that's true. And yeah, I think we'll just go to the next episode. Let's see what's going to happen. There was a lot of good information under the previous one, and yeah, I think I'm ready. I'm ready to understand the story and to get to the point. Let's go. Oh my god, it's so hot here. How can I record? As fleeting as it was, I could still feel Himuro's smell tickling my nose. I didn't even have time to fade before my solitude was broken once more. Oh, okay, as it's Trifa now, because we saw Trifa last time. So, discussion with Trifa, huh? I heard a heavy door, not a single part of me thought that she returned. The ominous presence leaking into the cell quickly confirmed that I was right. I might have lacked hostility, it might have lacked hostility and malice, but it was definitely not friendly either. Then of course there was a density of the person, presence impossible to achieve by one's lonesome, like everyone in the band of psychos. He had a step that felt like a march of hundreds, perhaps even thousands, something he didn't even try to conceal. The door was fully open, and my visitor was... Yep, okay. Expected, since Trifa had been in the corridor. Let's see. This kind of predicament. Valera Trifa, my situation finally got the appropriate person, appropriate event.
テレジアの比例はお詫びします。これが丁重だって。
I reminded him I was bound from head to toe and rendered unable to do any worthwhile movements.
少なくともあなたを精神的に疲弊させるつもりはない。重いでしょう。そういうものは。
Okay.
別に。
Regardless of what her goal were, the short moment I spent with Humuro wasn't encumbering at all. Hell, I think her visit actually helped me.
今あの人はどこに？さて、怒っているようでしたからね。そういう状態の女性には近づかない主義なのですよ。張り手くらい受けてやってもいいのですが、
Okay.
あいにく今はそういうわけにもいかない。府中に。
The small smirk on his face. Other Trifa spoke senseless words as he walked up and freed one of my arms. Okay, why would you do that?
あとは自分でおやりなさい。
Okay, I've been wondering who like will break out Ren from this. I did not expect Trifa to just let him go. Trifa, you are getting weirder and weirder with each road. Why? He gave me a key. I wordlessly took it, started using it. Within a few minutes I regained my freedom. During that time period, Father Trifa didn't speak a word, and if that wasn't enough, When I stood up, he just turned his back on me and started leaving a cell. Okay, first question I would have after he like threw my one hand, I would be like, okay, what's the catch? Like, why? Like any kind of question, Ren, really. And he just like, yeah, okay, I got the key. Like, sure, it's like the most thing ever. Like, no, you just got the key from like one of the most important people there for LDO right now. That behavior made me click my tongue. He took no precautions against the possibility of my escape or counter-offense. And it wasn't because he believed in me or anything. He simply knew that I could be easily taken care of if I tried anything. Yeah, that's a good point, but still I would ask, like, normally, like, that's like normal reaction, right? Like, do you get the key and like undo yourself and like it's like, huh? Like, what? Why? Like, why are you doing this? That would be like a normal response. But yeah, like, realistically, he can't escape. So they don't really care. The bastard knew I was powerless in my current state. There was no point in me proudly standing and pretending I was fine, while still fighting the cracks of pain all over my body. Then again, I guess I had to be at least somewhat passable. Though it might have been pointless from the tactical perspective, I really didn't want to look pathetic in front of this man. A show of will was the only weapon I could use in my current situation. Okay. I had a hunch, but it could have hurt to ask. It couldn't have hurt to ask, right? And sure enough, the response was... Okay, excuse me, what? What? Wait, so Reinhardt is actually still on this realm of reality? Or they can travel to the castle somehow? Maybe because Tripa has his body and he's like, I don't know, like conductor and he can like open the door or something. I mean, he can summon the lance from the castle, so I guess like he can like open the door to the castle as well, right? Or something, maybe. Unless Reinhardt is just like sitting there right now. He's like just casually like waiting with like fraction of his power basically because, well, like 2 things are open only or something. The intensity of the event that would soon befall me was so great I couldn't help but regret my nonchalant question. Okay, screw it. In for a penny, in for a pound. And we walked the dark, stony corridor. I asked him nothing else. In response, Father Trifa put on a bitter smile. Yeah, at this point, she's dead, right? I think. Right? Right, the attack already happened, yeah.
おそらくテレジアのところというか部屋から締め出されたドアの前で
Oh, never mind. Wait, so when the attack on...
彼女はそういう人だ
Wait, first we had Spinne. When did the attack happen? Oh, that was after the... Oh, okay. Wait, so Lisa is going to be alive in this road? The attack with Kain did not happen? Yeah, it happened later, after they escaped. After they escaped the breach each time, they got attacked by Lisa, and now it's not the thing. So Lisa is alive? She's going to be alive this road? Interesting. Okay, more of Lisa.
私は素晴らしいと思いますよ。あの方は女性というものを見事に体現していらっしゃる。情を捨てられず、流されながらも、真の部分ではひどく精度の良い天秤をお持ちだ。ことを選ぶという行為において、女性は男のようにみっともなく揺れたりしない。泣いていようが叫んでいようが正反対のことを言っていようが、するべきことは最初から決めているのですよ。 リザは信用に足る。私にとってもあなたにとっても、テレジアにとっても。
Okay, yeah, you don't know if you can trust her or not.
痛ましくもありますが、この先あなたと対峙するような事態になっても、何かうまいことやってくれるでしょうよ。少なくとも、私よりはあなたに好ましい対応をするはずだ。
じゃあ、
Me and Sister Lisa facing Condor as enemies was not a scenario I wanted to imagine in the first place. But if I had to, it was better left for later. Later. The present, the reality before me, had enough problems for me to deal with.
あんたはどうなんだよ、神父さん。
I wonder if Reinhardt is going to confirm to Ren that Mari is actually alive.
私ですか？言ったでしょう。あなたに害しか及ぼしません。
His tone was so light, you would think he was inviting you over the tea.
ならあんたに案内されてるこの先は、俺にとって最悪の場所ってわけだ。
否定はできませんね。何をもって最悪とするかはともかく、私はあなたと同じ立場にはなりたくない。
シスターのことを話してるときは、俺にもまだ先がありそうな言い回しだったけど。
わからないのですよ。
Yeah, it depends on like whatever Reinhardt would like to have. His word ranks with earnest rather than grandeur, at least to my ears.
ハイドリ秘境の意図するところなど、私にはわからない。別に脅すつもりはありませんが、楽観しない方が良いでしょう。一度生かされたからといって、二度目があるとは限らない。あの方は何というか、こちらの都合など一切お構いなしなのですよ。彼の中では自然な理屈があるのでしょうが、昔からはっきり言って理解できない。
Yeah, good point.
常識で測れない。
あんたに常識がうんぬん言われたくはないけどね。
He did have a point though. That thing is beyond both sense and reason. Hell, I was breaking the rules just by being alive right now. Yeah, pretty much. Good point. Because Mari shattered, but yeah, like I said, Mari's soul did not shatter, so yeah. Normally I should died instantly the very moment he appeared. Oh, that he appeared, just crushed by his like presence. That's what he mean. I thought like he mean the crushing of Mari, but I guess that also makes sense, yeah. Like he just like got his powers really like recently, and somehow he survived like meeting with Reinhardt that early in the game. Sure, it's like less power than he had in previous road, like little like fraction, but still. A part of me wanted to ask him why that didn't happen, but I refrained. Father Tripa already said he didn't understand him, but he probably wouldn't have the answer. Instead, I decided to ask something else. A meaningless question, with no ulterior motive or deep desire from knowledge behind it. However, it was also a question that would confirm just how abnormal this priest really was.
年いくつ？
Yeah. And he answered,
さて、90の半ばを超えたあたりでしょうか。おおよそ1世紀生きていると言えばいいですかね。
yeah, okay.
我々の中では比較的年長な方ですよ。とは言っても、あなたから見れば90も80も大差ない年寄りでしょうが。
80s and 90s, okay. So basically, everyone who's like LDO member is like from like similar, in around like 10-year range, basically. Nosauka looks the youngest. I still have no idea how she changed her form. This is like weird. I have like, she's not even like, she's not transcendent type. So how Rusauka can change a form like this? This is one of the like mysteries that I want to like understand and like get info about. But not from the spoilers, please. I hope that the game will like tell me how she managed to do this. I mean, she's a witch. She did like the occult things, so and the magic. So maybe I don't know. Like they had like some. She made like some kind of potion or something or magic that makes her young again. I don't know.
そう。
Because she does want to live like forever, right? Like her craving, basically. Maybe not her craving, but her wish is to basically be immortal, to be alive. Because, well, they can hold up like 100 years old or like maybe maximum 300 if they really try. But for Rusauka, it's not enough. So, yeah, she thought like maybe getting young again will like increase her lifespan or something, and somehow she did that. But I wonder what the process is and stuff, so yeah. I always felt something about him being Himuro's godfather, and it turned out that the feeling wasn't unfounded. Father Triff was easily old enough to have lived through World War II, yet he was right here, unchanged since then, an immortal, unfit to be called human.
あれはやっぱりあれでいいんだ。
ハイドリ秘境のことですか？ええ、有名な方ですから。あなたもラインハルト・トリスタン・オイゲン・ハイドリヒ大将閣下。真実の1割も記されていない教科書でさえ、彼が最も恐ろしい魔性だったと言っているでしょう。その評価は間違っていない。万分の1以下の歌手。
Undervaluation, wow.
それでも彼は図抜けて、唯一例外は副首領閣下くらいでしょうか。
そいつの名前は
Karl Kraft。
おや、知らないのですか？まあ確かにこの国の学生が知っているほど著名ではないですが、それについてはハイドリ秘境後
Okay, I'm going to hear about Mercurius from Reinhardt himself, huh? Okay, let's see the audience with Reinhardt. We reached the end of the long corridor, where a colossal door towered over us. Isn't this the place where Kain been like sitting in like one of the roads? I mean, they probably just reused the background CG, I guess, but yeah. Beyond it, the monster was waiting for me.
ちなみにここは私がくぐる門でもあります。原則として一門につき一人しか通れません。
Oh.
今は私が開けるわけにもいかない。
Interesting.
ですからどうぞお一人で。これは真実本音ですが。
So they can even make doors like this.
安全を祈ります。
This is like literally magic. How did you get this door? Who made them? Is it like a Reinhardt thing? Somehow? Or is it Mercurius? His ominous words made me want to say something, but my body didn't allow that. My pulse was hastening. I was drenched in cold sweat, and my breathing was ragged. Once I went past these gates, there would be no escape.
わかったよ。
However, I didn't want to show any weaknesses before this priest. That tiny silver of pride was the only thing preventing my legs from giving out, allowing me to muster enough courage to push the door. The hinges creaked as the vertical space in the middle of the gate opened up. Compared to how heavy and grand it looked, I was able to spread it with relative ease and pass into the room beyond.
座ってしばしお待ちなさい。だが副首領閣下の席だけはやめた方がいい。
Yeah.
ハイドリ秘境と近すぎる。
On the other hand, Ren is called Mercurius' replacement. I wonder how Reinhardt would react if Ren would actually sit on the Mercurius seat. It would be insanely bold, brave, and probably a disaster as well.
ゼクス、ズイーベン、そのあたりが良いでしょう。対面ですし、あながちあなたと無関係でもない席だ。
Okay, 6 and 7. People not entirely unrelated to you, and the farthest. Okay, I don't remember the numbers. Okay, I'm not going to even like pretend. I will never remember the numbers, I think. And they're not that important, right? I will just assume it's Bei and the Rusauka. Because they're not completely unrelated, because he met with them, they fought and stuff, so he knows them, and they're like, yeah, I guess it's them. Or maybe it's Bei and Sakurai. His words echoed behind me as the gate creaked into a close, leaving me all alone. Yeah, okay. I considered my options. Not only was I completely cornered, but the place was infested with demons and devils. Okay, 1 second. I have to actually upload one thing really fast. I don't think I can. I must like stop the recording because it's just like one click. I just need to put one of the Umineko videos up so I can see if there's like any copyright issues and stuff, and then like redo this eventually. Probably I will have to, yeah, because it's always copyrighted. And yeah, I'm done, so let's go. I knew that my situation was similar to that of a fish on a chopping board, but I couldn't give up on life just yet. I mean, they call it the obsidian round table. First thing first, I examined the room. I was locked in to get a better grasp of my situation, and that was the most noticeable object. A jet black table, as round as it was dark. The way it made the light seep away from it, despite its hue, was reminiscent of pitch stone or ebony, and its placement at the very center of the space served to empathize its grandeur. The obsidian round table couldn't be any more fitting. While the center of the room was flat to give space to the table and the 13 seats, it went upwards, it went outwards, making it comparable to the Colosseum or the theater. It was easy to tell that this was their headquarters, the place where Wilhelm, Rusauka, Father Cliff and Sakurai would bring up and discuss topics that could be no less than disgusting. To be honest, I really wanted to fucking break it. I was told to sit and wait, but the idea of taking any of those seats rubbed me in the wrong way. Not only it was unpleasant, but it would hinder the swiftness of my response if something happened. Yeah, and also, if you think about this, if you sit on this, you kind of also get the feeling like you are one of them, because only LDO members really sit on these. So if you sit there, it's like pretty much saying like, hey, I'm with you. I would say, not exactly, but you know what I mean, right? It's just like rubbed the wrong way. This was a monster's cage, and I was locked in it, so I couldn't allow myself to do something so reckless. That aside, though, I could actually feel the dispositions of the seats owner just by looking at them. I decided to do a small examination. The gate I walked through belonged to Father Trifa, so it was safe to assume that the seat before me was his as well. On the back, it had a symbol that resembled a tree with branches, but that was about the only noteworthy thing about the seat next to it. However, felt absolutely terrible. So, so that's how it works. So basically, this room have like several entrances, and each of them can only be opened by one person, and one person can enter. Is that a thing? Wow, okay, that's new information. That's something we cheated in First Road, because, well, Ren and Rhea just like barged in like without caring. Yeah, we just break the rules. On the back it had a, yeah, okay. The seat next to it, however, felt absolutely terrible. Specifically, the one to the left of the priest's seat. The symbol on it was a triangle-like shape pointing to the right, and reeked of rotten stench, almost like it had been doused in tens of buckets of putrid blood. What the fuck? I didn't take much to realize that the seat belonged to Wilhelm. Its stony composition aside, I couldn't help but feel like it was made of bones and flesh so decayed. I had to hold back an urge to vomit as I shifted my gaze to the other one. This one probably belonged to Sakurai. The symbol was nothing but an arrow pointing upward, and compared to the other two, it had an aura of the youth surrounding it. As youthful as it was, though, there was no hint of bloom. It was too stiff, too strict, too severely lacking in placidity. It possessed a tension that easily reminded me of her and typical severity of her expression. So those were seats 3, 4, and 5, huh? I did recall the numbers they spoke when they introduced themselves, and the impressions I got there was a perfect match of their owners. Okay, so maybe the ones that he mentioned was Lisa, maybe one of them. When I reached the 6 and 7, the ones Father Tirfa recommended, the ones that were supposedly not entirely unrelated to me, but then the priest was right about number 6. I couldn't feel anything unpleasant about it. So if I did take a seat, this would probably be the one. Okay, what was the 6th one? But then I remembered the one before me. That one before me, it belonged to Reinhold. I had the impression that round tables were meant to prevent displays of superiority, and yet, while my eyes failed to see a difference, I could easily feel it. That seat belonged to the master of this room. The sign etched to its surface would either be N or H, yet I couldn't help but sense something awfully ominous about it. I imagined that if a foreigner saw the kanji for the murder or destruction, they wouldn't assume that they represented love or peace either. And that was exactly how I felt about this. Curse hate? No, that didn't fit. It was more like a symbol for nuclear weaponry. It was probably... no, definitely. Oh! I have no idea what's the Hagal or who is Hagal. So yeah, hope you'll explain to me, Reinhard. Or the comment section, if you will not explain this to me. As if raining down on all the stones in the space, a voice echoed around the obsidian round table.
旧秩序の死とそれをなす力、抑制できぬ自然、ジャガーノート。
Okay, we didn't examine the number 7, so I guess we are sitting on 6 then, to whoever this belonged to. I guess it's Lisa's seat, right? Maybe?
求心どもの黄昏、最後の戦争。DS 入れだよ。
Yeah. Hi, Reinhard. Yeah, he's like, hi, I'm back. Oh god. Accompanying the voice, a soul with an overwhelming mass manifested itself before me once again. Golden eyes that matched his mane and the face refined beyond all dissent. Though evil beyond doubt, he filled the room with grace and majesty, befitting royal nobility. The Lord Commander of the Obsidian Table, Reinhard Heldrich. I didn't know if he just intended to intimidate me now, but the pressure that forced all the everything to prostrate themselves before him was weaker than last time. Even so, I still had trouble looking at him straight on. As ironic as it might be, though, all the life and death situations, I went through dulled my senses, and bought so much that it minimized my fear of him. If I had eyes with clarity so great I could see into the number and density of the souls swirling within him, I would likely die due to the insanity.
そう警戒せずともよい。生産杯に何やら脅されたのだろうが、私も礼を重んじる。ここの主人として、客への対応くらいはわきまえているつもりだよ。かけたまえ。
Reinhold urged me once more while eyeing seat number 6. which was right before me. As pathetic as it might have been, his words had something to them that made it difficult for me to resist. Wait, what? But I'm my madness is your host, ain't that treat you as a guest? Okay. Yeah, we have no choice. We have to sit on 6. Where this place is. Well, I guess if he intended to do something to me, then it would happen. And I couldn't do anything about it, regardless if I was seated or standing. However, as a small show of defiance, I decided to take a seat, number 7 instead. Oh, okay. Actually still can defy his words. That's...
なるほど。
okay.
なかなか面白い選択だ。象徴的とでも言う。
Symbolic. Who's number 7?
そこが誰の席か知っているのかね。
別に。
Yeah. Me sitting here was an abrupt decision, fueled by nothing but pride. But the feeling of it wasn't bad at all, to be honest. Not exactly a pleasant idea, but I sensed that I could get along with whoever owned this seat. However, none of this mattered now. I had no grasp of intentions, but my situation wasn't light enough for me to have a pleasant conversation with him, regardless if we were having the exchange or not. This was all a battle to me. First and foremost, I had to protect my own life, but my win conditions meant taking back what he took from me, so Mari, huh? Like, how can you even, like, if he just decide, like, hey, yeah, you know what, you can have Mari back, yeah, sure, like, it's no problem. Like, he can do this. Mari, basically. Even if I was able to live here, with all my limbs intact, it would be completely pointless if I didn't have her by my side, a clear loss. Reinhard Heydrich is a man who reached the rank of the Lieutenant General, while still in the youth of his 30s. He probably went through government conspiracies, secrecies and trickeries on a daily basis. Even our battle stayed only verbal, he was still a formidable foe. When considered naturally, I was facing him as nothing but a student, who had yet to live 2 full decades. My burden here was so great that I might as well have been facing a creature from a higher dimension. Yeah, pretty much what you're doing right now. And this is exactly why I had to avoid being consumed by such feelings.
聞きたい。
I spoke loud and clear, to try and take the lead of the conversation. This wasn't the case where I could go on the defensive.
なんで俺は生きている？
I had sounded like a light chuckle and...
生物を砕かれれば、その使い手も砕かれる。それに対する矛盾かね？
Yeah.
何も問題はない。
Yeah, because he thinks of Aknerbere as like just one thing together with Soul and like the relic and the souls are separate things, so relic can be destroyed, but if soul is intact, then you're fine.
勘違い。
そう。その断りをどこで知った？目で見たのか？あるいは聞いたか？前者であれば結論を急ぎすぎ、後者であれば言葉が足りんな。結果だけを見て、過程に目を向けていない。
Okay.
なぜ K は器物の破壊が肉体の破壊に直結すると判断した？
Huh.
そうなったからそうなるのだろう。では、あまりにも単慮だろう。聖なる異物に宿る魂。それに溶け合い、融合した己の魂。この二つを砕かれるからこそ、霊質の破壊が物質の破壊につながるのだ。
つまり、
You're saying that my and Mari's soul weren't damaged, but only split apart. It wasn't the weapon destruction that led to the destruction of the flesh, but rather the damage inflicted upon the souls within it. The realization that Mari was perfectly fine made me exhale a sigh of relief. However, I had trouble accepting that the truth was that simple. He spoke as the act, as if it was easy to do, but I couldn't help to think otherwise. It seems like he crushed a packet of peanuts without damaging the contents. That's a good analogy, yeah.
理解したかね?
Though I still had some questions about the issue, I nodded wordlessly while averting my gaze from him. from his. The main deal was that he had abilities that were nothing short of divine, and that he used them to keep me alive. Why did he do that anyway?
でそんな面倒なことをする
He could have killed me right there and then and there. Hell, he could have killed me right now. Even if there was 100 of me, and we all banded up against him, we wouldn't stand a snowball chance in hell.
俺を一体どうするつもりだ
どうする
My question really that strange. Reinhardt actually processed it with a pensive look on his face.
私はただ K と話をしたかったのだよ
Okay. That's okay. What? Was he fucking around with me? I almost shouted it out loud, but the pressure of his being had filled the room and gained so much density that my tongue failed to move. I could feel that he was about to speak something laden with danger. Words that would curse me if they entered my ears. Words that I shouldn't even hear, let alone listen to.
ザラテストラ例えば K は今と同じ状況を以前にもあった
Oh, they talk about foreknowledge? Okay. From what we know, Ren does not possess foreknowledge. It just looks like it sometimes, but he does not possess it. Shiro does have foreknowledge though.
未曾有の恐怖絶対の危機最悪の絶望死を前にしたその瞬間ですらふとそんな冷めた考えに浸ったことは
I've had some recent memories of mine steer with my head, and I had to spoke words that were... This deja vu just won't ever stop, okay? So he does have foreknowledge? Okay, I don't know even anymore. He's supposed to not have the foreknowledge, but they always imply that he does have the foreknowledge. Or maybe it's just like simple deja vu and that's it. It's not the foreknowledge at all, it's just like he thinks he has the foreknowledge. The same as his. The only difference was only the way they presented it. But this could be chalked up to their personalities. However, there was absolutely no doubt that we were talking about the same thing.
逆であってもいい舌をとろかす美酒心震わす学問形成の美女人生を彩る快楽が単なる焼き増しの追体験だと感じたことは
That made me remember Himura's visage. I could still feel her warmth, and it allowed me to master the full hardiness of the societal madman. A confrontation with the golden man almost made me believe that my lifespan was being chipped away, and yet I looked at him head on.
それが一体どうしたというんだ
その悲壮感まさに死という道に向かう挑戦者の姿勢だ
Was he just messing around? I glared at him, as if to ask that, and he only shrugged to indicate that I was misunderstanding him.
そうではない基地というものの恐ろしさを解くにあたって死こそが最良の教材であるからだ故に私は死を心に落としたKに説く真に恐ろしいものは死ではないその畏怖もその尊厳も何もかもが剥奪され死
A thing more frightening than death itself.
例えば私はこの瞬間 K と対峙するこの空間空気にかつて私は K に同様のことを説いた
Uh-huh.
それを覚えているのだ
And it's boring, isn't it? What the hell was he saying? I don't remember anything like that. However, he didn't sound like he was speaking of a hypothetical scenario.
思い出さないのかね
人違いだろ
Yeah, I forced retort.
K の記憶に誤りはないここでこうして私とケイトで話すのは確かに初めてだろう
Mm-hmm. The Golden Phantom relaxed his lips and spoke something peculiar.
つまり私が覚えているのは
Yeah.
過去ではないのだよ
過去じゃない
私は今を覚えているのだ。
My head failed to work. Yeah. My body failed to move. And as I felt something really unpleasant within the conversation, an urge to vomit built up within me. The dread enveloping me so fast that I thought my heart would jump out of my chest. In the end, I fought through it to process what he was saying. Okay. What? Wait. I fought through it to process what he... Oh, okay. He just can't comprehend what he just said. Okay.
かつて私は私の人生を生きた。その中で K とも出会い、そしてこのように話をした。
It was completely his own problem. He would spend days talking like it and I still wouldn't remember shit. He was talking about the previous life?
無論それは過去ではない。
Wow. He's like
この時
reading his mind.
空間での話だ。
予知能力でも持っているのか。
本当に覚えていないらしいな。K は
This is so weird.
K とは別人なのか。
This is so weird. The foreknowledge is like weird stuff. I couldn't be any less equipped to answer that question. None of what he said rang a bell, so he might as well be talking to a wall.
未来を予知することができればどれほど楽だろうな。
Yeah,
残念ながら
you would know how to react and stuff.
力はないよ。
But he's just like, yeah, I'm sitting here and talking to you and yeah, now I remember that I already did that. I talked to you like that, yeah. And it's like, this is so weird. Is he like travel, like, is foreknowledge like a knowledge from like parallel worlds or something? Is that a thing? Maybe that's a thing. Maybe he lives in like parallel worlds and like his mind, the like minds of the parallel Reinhardts are connected and like this Reinhardt is talking to Ren and this knowledge is transferred to this Reinhardt and this Reinhardt then remembers that, hey, I just talked to this guy like this. His lips shaped a self-deriding smile.
今この瞬間の経験、体験を私は覚えている。いいかね。類似した体験を思い出しているわけではない。
Okay.
かつての
かつて私が今と同様にラインハルト・ハイドリヒであった時、今と同じようにこの日、この時、K を呼び出して同じような問答をしたと
Okay.
しているということだ。
I didn't get him at all. To me, the only present was now, this very moment.
K にとって今とは今この瞬間
Yeah.
幸せなことだ。妬ましいほど
何が言いたい。
確認をしておきたかった。K が何者であるのかを。私もまたカールから何も知らされていないのだよ。
カール。
Carl, who was that?
カール・クラフト。私と知り合った時はそう名乗っていた男だよ。卓越した異常者だ。いわく3単位で名を持っているらしいがな。
Thousands of
う
names.
ちのいくつかは K も知っているのではないのかね。
Oh, that is Cagliostro.
ファウスト、サンジェルマン、パラケルス、カリオス。
Okay, I know Faust. I don't know who's this guy and this guy. But I guess so. So Mercurius basically, depending on the century he lives in, he gets different name. So he's like present in the history, but it's not weird because like let's say he gets the name Cagliostro, you know, Cagliostro should die at some point. It's not like he's immortal, right? So he make him like die, so like fake maybe his death or something, and then he just gets another name and he lives as another person. And that's why we have like these different people the history. Okay, I wonder how. Okay, wait. Okay, I need to find some dates, or you can actually let me know dates, like years when these people like been around. We know that Cagliostro is like 1786 or whatever, right? Something in like 70s. And the rest? That can like give us like new estimate of like a Mercurius age, right? Cagliostro. Yeah, that's the current one. This was giving me a headache. How long has this guy been alive? Just by considering his relation to Mari, his minimum possible age was at least 200. Okay. Yeah, because Cagliostro. Yeah, 200. It's 2000 and it's like 17. So it's like... It's more than that. It's more than 200, right? Wait, I'm bad at calculations. Okay, I will do this later. But now I was supposed to process that he existed even prior to that. And then I was supposed to believe that, come wartime, he changed his name to Karl Kraft and mingled with the Obsidian Round Table. Not only that, he was the one who met with the once human Reinhardt and Father Trifa, transforming them into inhuman beings that now they were. Downright ridiculous. Even with the greatest proof sitting right before me, I couldn't just accept it so easily.
信じているのか、それを。
どちらでもない。どちらでもよい。
Yeah, he just don't give a fuck about anything.
ただ、彼には力があり、面白い男で、私と目的が合致している。ならば、何一つ問題はあるまい。
目的？
言っただろう。基地感だ。
Uh-huh. As he spoke, Reinhardt's voice was filled with malice for an enemy, for a fate that must be averted, and yet I could feel a hint of a way, of something, of sacred divinity.
私はカールと遊戯を結んで、それに触れた。おかげで以降、世が常にくすんで見えるよ。元から情熱のない生き方をしていたのだが、私は一度も達成感や解放感、満足と言えるものを胸に抱いたことがない。当時はそれにすら気づいておらず、故に幸せではあったのだろうな。しかし、ないということに気がついた。私にできぬことも、なれぬ地位も、倒せぬ敵も、落とせぬ女も、得られぬ財もなかったが、それが私には欠落していたと気づかされた。カールは言ったよ。あなたは本気を出していない。
Yeah.
陳腐だろ。まるで万能感に酔う少年の日の妄想だ。しかし、彼はこうも言った。つまり私は、どうも生まれる世界を間違えたらしい。
Difficulty here is too low for me.
だが、生まれた以上は生きていくしか他になく、私なりの順応法、知らずのうちにまとっていた不寛という名の甲冑を、ゆえに、基地感だ。私は何をしてもつまらぬという気持ちを無限に味わわされている。ある意味。
I probably didn't get half of what Reinhardt was saying, but I understood that his goals could be boiled down to nothing more than...
満足したいだ。
Yeah, pretty much. He's bored as fuck.
他に何があるのかね?
He answered, with no hesitation or pretension, only childish straightforwardness.
具体的には2つ。私が全力を行使しても容易ならざる事態の発言。
Uh-huh.
かつ、それを乗り越えた先が未知であること。
And he's been excited in the previous road by fighting with Ren when Ren found his like new craving. Then Reinhardt tried to do something. He started chanting again, right? If I remember correctly, there was like this like weird circle or something. Like that was like this weird CG of Reinhardt. So Reinhardt has something, some ace in his sleeve outside of his third degree. Maybe his third degree is like not his real first degree, maybe it's like the incomplete state or something, and he was about to unleash like its full power or something.
ここは私の世界ではない。故に私があるべき世界を想像して流れ出させる。踏破するに足る山を出現させて乗り越える。それが基地間の終焉だ。我らはゲットと呼んでいるが、的を射ているだろう。
He was not of this world, and he would destroy it all and create one fit for him. Hagal destruction. The day the olden order ends. The DS era. Spinning words come back to me. They must not be brought back to this world. They were monsters, beasts beyond coexistence. The construction of Magic Circle, the right of return. Competing murders and the souls they sacrifice. I see, so he was... Yeah, pretty much. It was already beyond all imagination. And yet, that was a display of only a few tenths, if hundreds, of his total power. Honestly, he might as well have been a creature from the higher dimension. If there was a world befitting this beast, I really did not want to see it. It would surely be no different than witnessing the devil on his very own hellish throne.
確かに今の私は影に過ぎない。本体とでも言っておこうか。ともかく私の大半は私が作った私の世界に今もある。どうやってそんなこと？Kがカールの秘宝を理解すればわかるようになるだろうよ。何も特別なことをやっているわけではない。
Yeah, it's just normal thing, okay. I see. Understand Carl's sorcery. I mean, like, he means like the third degree, right? And like understanding that like they can like bend realities, that stuff.
まあ、いささか大掛かりな真似はしたがね。旅立つのも戻るのも相応に大道具を必要とする。かつてはベルリン。そして今は。
The god squinted his eyes and implicitly halted his words for several seconds, imploring me to imagine the world, and worded myself. An action reminiscent of the devil, with a stick taste for human reactions. With a creaking voice, I squeezed out those words. Was that what he was getting at? He wanted me to take away from this. What he wanted me to take away from this? Such hubris, such inhumanity, so fiendish, thought that no human could think and act by it. Okay, that's the first time I hear about this. What?
ハウスホーファーという男がいてな。地政学の権威であり、魔術師崩れであり、私とカールの。
Okay. So you guys just like manipulated people to create the city? What the actual fuck?
彼はこの国に駐在していたこともある。さて。
A dreadful thought passes through my mind. Me, Kasumi, Shiro, Honjo, all the current Sawahara inhabitants were born into a land noticed by those lunatics. Into a city planned and built to be their little game board.
彼が傾倒していた理想的国家の何たるかを探るロマンだよ。なかなか面白い男ではあったが、ハウスホーファーがシャンバラ・タリウールと記録していたいくつかの地。中でも上位の霊格を有するこの地が哀れにもカールの目に留まる。
House Hopper and Kraft, also known as Mercurius. Those were two men on completely different levels. To be a magician was an eccentric hobby born out of madness caused by excessive amounts of learning. The former man was exactly that, but the latter was without a doubt the real thing. So real, in fact, that he could turn a whole city to a stage setting. The road to transcension. Zarathustra Ubermensch. Okay, I mean, yeah, Mercurius pretty much tries to do the perfect Agner better, right? So Ubermensch is not that far, like Uber Soldier from Germany. So yeah, what Mercurius is trying to do is pretty much that.
ゴールデンハガラズスワスチカこの街は私の理想を内から流れ出させる契約の箱だ聖典に言うところのアークつまり都市規模の生物に他ならん
Agnerbeda as large as a city? So this whole city is Agnerbeda actually? What?
町だけではないシャンバラに住むすべての命は一人の例外もなく我々の糧として存在しているすなわちこの都市すべての生命は形而上的な概念ではなくれっきとした存在の意味が与えられているという
This bastard just went and said it out loud. Pretty much.
という表現が気に食わぬならと言い換えたのだがこれもお気に召さんかねスワスチカを開くのは戦場だあまたの血と魂の懺悔故に武器すら持たぬただの民を殺戮してもそれは形状であって戦場とは言わん無論開かぬこともないが私もわかるだろうだからこそ刑なのだこのシャンバラに私を具現させるため
Yeah. So basically this is the road when Reinhardt himself is telling Ren his like purpose, basically.
いやもうある
Like clearly stating purpose of Ren to himself without like any like theory crafting or anything. He just like go on and said it to Ren. He was completely right. I was utterly and thoughtfully cornered. Whenever I fled or fought, Reinhardt's return was inevitable. The only good method of dealing with this was to kill several of them at once with Stika, and I knew full well how difficult that was, yes? And also there's plan that Trifa has, and that will also prevent Reinhardt from coming back. Karl Kraft, an abnormal, unpleasant character who was cunning beyond measure. I could only understand why he was hated by Wilhelm and the others, but I had a hunch that the very malice directed at him was part of his absurd plot. My situation was like like that of a wanted criminal. Sakurai described it as the game of hide and seek. That wasn't far too off the mark. I was a substitute to Kraft. To Kraft, the vice commander, so vehemently abhorred. And I knew the extent of their hatred firsthand, having been hunted by a few of them in the past. But if that was the case, then
どうするね理解に至ったなら決断の時だ引くか進むかここで私と
that's not going to happen. Like, how are you supposed to do this? For a moment, my heart throbbed so loudly it reverberated in my ears. Here is the place. Now is the time, the only time. He had been pressuring me since the time they started. I couldn't even look him straight in the eye. Okay. Ren, don't be dumb. So, Ennekhur is beyond measure. Presence so overwhelming that I could physically feel it. Reinhard Heydrich was so far out of the bounds that simply keeping myself together felt a struggle in itself. However, I felt this was also a golden opportunity, the moment when I had to throw away all thoughts about the probability of success and make a headlong dive into the battle against him. Okay, Ren... This is like... Yeah, you are brave, sure, but this is like the dumbest idea ever, like... What? How did you came to this conclusion? How this is even possible? And so I stood up. Straightforward words that contained only what was necessary. spoken while glaring at the golden monster, and holding back the uneasiness and chills that felt like they could evaporate my body.
試してみろよ。食えるかどうか。万全じゃないと彼女がいる俺とは向き合えないのか。
Wow. A provocation so dangerous, it made the tightrope walk seems like a cakewalk. If he so desired, the beast before me could destroy a human without as much as lifting a finger. Based on what Reinhardt said thus far, I concluded that he wanted me to take up the role of their opponent. As ridiculous as it sounded, he wished for the fierce enough adversary to satisfy him, which meant that I, my current stand, was hardly even worthy to be killed. However, displaying fear or servility might disappoint him enough to end me. Okay, Ren, you have a good point here. Okay, I can actually agree with this now. So maybe I was dumb. I had to be powerful foe, a mighty ferocious hero that would make the beasts wish to go all out. Stop tangling up my damn tongue. Stop shaking my fucking lips. Shut up and slow down my heart.
マリーがいれば今のお前くらい倒せるんだよ。
That was undoubtedly the greatest bluff in my life. He responded with, yeah. Reinhardt hung his head, chuckled, and then threw it back and laughed out loud. Yep.
見事全くいや上出来ではないか
Okay, that was a good actually option.
が行き届きすぎだぞカールしかしこれは家庭として船内とはいえ腹立たしいな彼の命がけも基地だ無意味だいや
Still within the foreknowledge, huh?
そして感受するかな終わりは近い
With that, the hand covering his handsome face started to shine and draw the surrounding darkness in a golden light. Oh, he actually giving back Mari. Wait, what the fuck? Something came flying towards me, crashed into my chest and shot me backwards. The gold burning my eyes started to shrink and fade away as I began to feel him disappear. He just like shoot Mari at us, probably, right?
もとより盟友の女に手を出すほどゲスではないだが魔男を意識すればむつみ合いの手札もそして情熱も磨き高める気になったであろう
I like the sprite of his here, like this like semi-transparent. This is so cool. I like it.
ではしばしの別れをザラトゥストラよもや逃げまい今の私では不足といった系ならば楽しみだ実に楽しみだ決戦はその時に我がレギオンをもってお相手する
All my legion, huh? With laughter that rolled through the space, the gold shrank with the inverse proportion until it reaches the boundary between 1 and 0 and disappeared, leaving me with an explosion that blew me away once more.
くそ
I hadn't blacked out. I was simply frustrated and ashamed by what just happened. He held the upper hand the entire time. I failed to make him feel the least bit threatened. But he's satisfied that you are like feeling that way, so yeah, maybe at some point you can reach something that like will let you fight him. I mean, you kinda managed to fight him in the previous road, if you think about this, but that was without Mari and with like new craving. So you have to do pretty much something similar, but probably with Mari. So have Mari and change your craving into like hegemony type and not transcendent type, because he wants the clash of hegemonies, right? Then I displayed open relief when that hell concluded. It all made me want to curse in frustration. And I think like the actually let's just go at the side though. I shut my gaze to the side and breathed inside. As barely as I did it, I fulfilled my primary goal.
おかえり。
Okay. Mara is actually in her physical form. It's not like she got like attached to his arm or anything. Okay.
あれ、私どうしたの？
She has the different clothes? Wait, these are different clothes, I think. So she don't know what happened to her in the castle. She have no memories? She sat next to me and tilted her head, all confused.
覚えてないのか。
いや、なんだろう。
そうか。
We both went through the same extraordinary stuff, but I guess it was best to leave them behind us for now. There were countless more important things to do and think about. Reinhardt told me that there was no escape, but fighting the beasts, mano a mano, was a peak of stupidity. From here onwards, I had to do something to prevent him from showing himself ever again. Yeah, like you can do that, sure. He can show up anywhere and anytime he wants, apparently. So I had to figure it out what that something was as soon as possible.
どこか痛いところとかあるか。
痛い？平気だよ。
立ってみて。
I help her do that and start examining her from top to bottom, looking for anything wrong. The fact I was doing that with the mindset of the swordsman checking his blade for any nicks made me feel kinda bad, but I considered it a priority to get a grasp on her state before we did anything else. After all, she had an appearance of a girl about my age, and eyeing her up from point blank range was really damn these court entries, yeah, pretty much. But well, she wasn't the type of the girl to mind it. Hell, if she did, even I would be embarrassed to do this. Seems like she actually mind and she have like actually emotions this time? So, since she learned the fear about Reinhardt, she actually get access to the other emotions. Because she was like emotionless last time, right? In the previous roles, like she didn't knew any emotion really. And now she's like embarrassed and everything. Okay. And so with feelings of gratitude towards her obliviousness. Yeah. I would have liked to unroll her sleeve and rise her skirt, but yeah. What the hell? Why is she looking at me like this?
レン、近いよ。
I love this face. I love this face. This is cool. So we have Mari with emotions this time. This is going to be interesting. She put her hands on my chest and pushed me away. A clear statement that she didn't want me to come any closer. Yeah. She regained the emotions. Her push wasn't very strong, but the surprise was so great I staggered.
何しようとしてたの？
いや、何って。
I only wanted to check if she was really not injured.
平気って言ったでしょ。ジロジロ見ないで。恥ずかしい。
はず。
Yeah, embarrassed that girl. That couldn't be right. Why would she?
目がいやらしかったです。
She has so many emotions now. She knows what the lichess means.
いやらしいって。
And where and how did she learn that word? Yeah. Wait, since when did she even have feelings of bashfulness? As I stood there, confused at the unexpected event, Mari looked around the area. Then, with another serious expression I'd never seen on her, she spoke.
レン、早くここから出よう。なんだか嫌な感じがする。
And she have like uneasiness? Like she's like normal human being right now. Wow, Reinhardt? Your power is just like... You can just like give emotions to Agner Beres, what the fuck?
ああ。
While I tried to get a grasp of the reason for her change, she took the situation in her own hands and made me come after her as she stuttered off. And so, with the eyes of a person standing before a heavy obstacle, she opened the gate I went through. And I wonder, like, beyond which stood, yeah, Trifa probably, but I wonder if, like, they can still fight as before, if you think about this, because Ren blade got shattered, so he does not have the guillotine right now. And this soul of Mari is, like, just taking physical form. Now, that's a question. First, if this physical form is given by Reinhardt, because normally that physical form was created by Ren and Mari, right? When they've been like together in the previous roads. So first of all, is this body made by Reinhardt or it's actually still made by Ren and Mari themselves? And other question is that how Mari going to fight together with Ren in the current state? Because he does not have a guillotine, so she does not have a vessel to enter, really. So they need to find a new relic, I think, for her to fuse with, and for Ren to fuse with, because Ren is transcendent and fusion type, right? Huh. Beyond which stood, yeah.
これはまたお嬢さん。随分と見違えましたね。
There at Trifa, the priest that brought me here. Mari stood proud and glared at him, as one would glare at an enemy. Well, not like there was any doubt he was an enemy, but... He gave a slight chuckle and...
藤井さんもよくぞご。
Yeah.
話は聞こえていましたが、あのハイドリ秘境前に短歌を切るとは大したものだ。
I mean, yeah, no one else would have courage to do this.
ああ、別に。
I was going to give him a quick thanks for that, but then...
あなた誰？おかしい。
Yeah, as bad as reading the mood as ever, Mari broke into our exchange.
うん。変な人。顔が違う。
Face doesn't...
あなた。
Two of you. The face doesn't match. You feel like Reinhardt from him, maybe? Because it's a Reinhardt body?
はい、お嬢さん。トリファーと言いますが。
トリファ。体はどこ？
Wow, she actually recognized this. Holy shit. And this is also the thing that I was like interested also in the previous roads, if you remember. I asked that as well. How did that happen that Trifa is like in Reinhardt's body? Did he like die? Did he got transferred to this body? Is it like voluntarily? Did he like discarded it? Like what happened? Yeah. She realized. I want this info. Muddy words made me hold my head in puzzlement, but the Trifa on the other hand narrowed his eyes with visible admiration.
それはですね、お嬢さん。これは内緒のお話ですが、
Oh.
私はお城に囚われているのですよ。ですから勇敢なお姫様なり王子様なり、哀れな私を助けに来てくださると嬉しいのですが。
So he still have the body, and the body is inside the castle of Reinhardt. It seems. That's what he means. So basically Reinhardt trapped Trifa in his castle. Reinhardt's soul is outside of his body, obviously, because Reinhardt's soul is in the castle, and he said to Trifa like, Trifa, you know what? You can go back to the living, but take care of my body. So yeah, I will just like put you in there. Something like that.
なんでしたらあなた方がその役を買って出ていただけるのですか？
ええ、そうね。今からでもいいけど。
What? Are we going to like what? But Trifa don't want his body. He wants Reinhardt, so he wants Reinhardt body. He's bullshitting us here.
なるほど。これは。
おい。
Their clearly meaningless exchange pissed me off to the point where I grabbed Mari's arm and pulled her away from him.
この子に関わるな。とにかくもう用は済んだろ。
ああ、 ええ、そうですね。ハイドリ秘境から受けた命はすでに私が
Okay.
渡しました。
Okay.
それ
Just leave.
も
No, I do not want to fight you. Thank you. He left out the rest of the sentence, and his smile shifted into a crescent moon. His eyes opened sharp in his irises, reminiscent of the frozen lakes, racing a menacing glow. The priest implied he'll be ready for a battle here and now. Yeah, you cannot help divine vessel, really. Well, that was definitely an option. Reinhardt wasn't very close, and I had Mari with me again, but you do not have your Bere like your relic, so how do you fight then? So having to go at fighting for the Trifa wouldn't have been a bad idea at all. However,
いや帰るよ。
I subdued my emotions, heavy to sigh, and chose to retreat for the time being.
そうですか。安心しました。ここであなたと構えればテレジアの磨き
I guess she could like barge in. Indeed, it was a church and she was somewhere in it. Not to mention the possibility of Wilhelm Rusak and Sakurai being here too. If I inconsiderately went wild here, there was no telling what could happen to her.
私に信用などないでしょうが、一応神に仕える者として約束しましょう。私はテレジアを害する気などありませんし、
あんたの神ってのはラインハルトだ。
仮にそうでも、あの方もまたテレジアを害したりはしませんよ。
Yeah, because she's Sonnenkind, she's important for the whole thing to work and for Reinhardt to come back in the full power. So yeah, pretty much anyone who's like Sonnenkind, the fourth color, is like under the protection of Reinhardt. I mean, Reinhardt don't really care, but yeah. A few seconds passed as we glared at one another, and suddenly my emotions wavered. Even if I choose not to fight him now, I could still take Himura and run away with her. Sure, their home field advantage made the probability of success extremely questionable, but if it meant rescuing her from these psychos, it might be worth it. As I considered the action, Mari pulled on my sleeve.
この人嘘は言ってないよ。
She knows. Mari, do you have maybe mind reading abilities now? Is she connected still to Reinhardt maybe? That's why she knows stuff? Really? There was no denying that she displayed a lot of certainty, but damn, what the hell happened to her? Crap, I couldn't help but feel uneasy about this. I had no clue what her change meant or where it would lead. But trusting her would be like a reckless gamble.
どうしてそう思う？
だってこの人の本物が
I can
私に
see
見えるから。
the real him, okay. Shit, I didn't get it at all. Father Trifa was Father Trifa. The very same nutjob shaking his shoulders as he held back his laughter to fuck knows what. I had to make a decision. Mari looked at me with sincerity and honesty that was never there before. I didn't know what's the reason for her change, but I felt that it was something to be glad about. The Mari I got from Mercurius was almost doll-like in the manner, and knew neither well or woe, so I always felt a bit uncomfortable about using her as a tool. Now though, she was voicing opinions she herself formed, and asked me to believe in her as partner. Who was I to reject that?
分かった。
I didn't trust Father Trifa at all, nor was I lowering my guard against him. I had enough of his forces to last me lifetime. Instead, I believed in Mari, not Father Trifa, but Mari, the girl at my side.
今日は帰る。外まで案内してほしい。
ええ、わかりました。ではこちらへ。
Father Trifa respectfully bowed his head and started to show us the way out.
言い忘れましたが、あなたの友人も死んではいない。心配しているでしょうから、早く帰って安心させてあげなさい。
Oh, right, Shiro was fighting Bay, yeah.
友人？
Yeah.
白。
He was alright, huh? Well, he wasn't the type to worry about me, but the club was the only place I could return to right now. So we've definitely met up here. I'd made the correct choice, right? Himuro was someone irreplaceable to me, but... And Mari is happy. Okay! Right next to me, Mari smiled and voiced laugh like it for her first time. That smile was one that I wanted to protect.
ありがとう。レン、私嬉しい。
Those words healed me over the burning uncertainty with my heart. And for the very first time I considered her charming. Okay. Well then. I think this is the end of the episode. Let's see what Stripa is going to tell us in the next one, probably. Yeah. It's a very long episode actually, so it's good to actually end it here. It's longer than it should be, but yeah. Anyway, thank you everyone for being with me for this episode. That's been a really exciting episode when Ren got to get to know what the foreknowledge is. He get to know his role from Reinhardt himself. He get back Mari. Mari is changed drastically. She's like totally new person. She actually got the emotions she never really had. And yeah, I'm really curious how this like will like go on and how they can fight together, since Ren does not have his like relic right now, right? So maybe, I don't know, maybe like if there's no relic they can like actually fuse together. Maybe Mari can change form of Ren, like himself, like his arm into the guillotine, so he does not have to like merge with guillotine itself, but he can like merge with her soul maybe, and that would like make him like more freedom of like what he wants to change. Maybe it's not going to be only his arm, maybe he can like kick someone and make the guillotine out of his leg or something. Like, that's a lot of things I'm curious about how this will going on. So yeah, anyway, thank you everyone for being with me. So leave up a like if you liked the episode, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I will see you all in the next episode of this era. So for now, Pocket Watch is going out.